is what some are suggesting. Irfan joining me from Srinagar as we continue our call-ins meanwhile to answer your queries on the counting of notes in this country. Irfan, what is your question?
Hello,
what is your question, Irfan? Go ahead.
My question is that it is no doubt a bold move from by the Prime Minister Modi, but my question is that it has been given a more time frame. I mean to.
You believe it should have been given more time? Could people have been given a little more time to understand the implications of this?
No, you couldn't have. I mean, the moment you announce it and, take out the surprise factor out of it, you give actually enough time for black money hoarders and stash, the stash to be deployed in some form in things like gold. It could have been deployed overnight in gold. And that's precisely what I think the government wanted to avoid, and the surprise factor was the very, very critical element in this decision.
Surprise factor was a critical element. Rajvinder joining me from Noida. Rajvinder, what's your question?
My question is that some of my NRI friends, they are having cash of around 50,000 rupees and all when they go from here. So what's the provision for the NRI friends? I mean, how can they convert it in the overseas country?
If they are NRIs and if they have an Indian bank account, they can go and deposit, and they are more likely to have an Indian bank account, so they can, before they take the flight, they can go to their bank branch and deposit that money in their bank branch, and then wherever they are, they can withdraw in the currency that they want to. So I don't think they have anything to worry about.
Okay, Rajinder from Noida, your question? Okay, we went to Rajvinder just now. Okay, we'll try and get in more questions at the moment there on what has been happening at the moment. Remember, markets are opening in just a couple of minutes. We want to go to the markets to see how they react. Two big stories. Remember what's been happening in the US, 500 points down the Dow, and in India we expect an impact as well. Ashish from Hyderabad, what's your query? Ashish, what you want to give us a sense of what's been happening in Hyderabad? Is there a sense of calm now?
Rajdeep, you can see behind me, it clearly says the story. As day is progressing, the crowd is rushing to the petrol pump. We are at the petrol pump in busy Begumpet area, and you can see behind me how people are coming here to get fuel. Particularly, people are coming here to get fuel in the denomination of 500 and 1,000 rupees note, and bunk owners are facing problem because nobody wants to get fuel. They are not allowing, they are not providing fuel below 500 and 1,000 rupees note, and people are coming in a hope that they'll get fuel in the denomination of 100, 200 or 300, and they are trying to sell their note, 500,000 rupees note to petrol pump owners here. सर अभी बताइए, आप लोग 500 और 1000 रुपीस के नोट ले रहे हैं, किसी तरह का प्रॉब्लम?
ले रहे हैं, सब जने को प्रॉब्लम हो रहा है, हर कस्टमर 500,000 ही दे रहा है.
Because the big breaking news that's coming in at the moment, pre-trade meltdown in the stock markets. The Sensex is now down by more than 1,300 points in pre-trade trading. Remember, the trading actually begins in exactly a minute from now. The big story that's coming in at the moment is that the Sensex is majorly down. Devina, you're on the phone line. Tell us more about the markets. Complete meltdown that we can see in the markets. 1,300 points down, we are told, in pre-trading in India. So the Trump news and the statement by the Prime Minister clearly having an overreaction on Indian markets.
Well, Rajiv, the volatility was expected in the Indian markets, and that's why it's not going to be a day for short-term trading for sure, because we will see pressure on stocks, especially in real estate sector, in banking sector also. But we've been speaking to experts, and they said that any kind of short-term trading should be avoided in this atmosphere. It's only going to be the next 48 hours that will be crucial. Trump's news, as you rightly pointed out, will create a negative sentiment because you've seen that Trump has got a lead in the U.S. presidential polls. That means that they could be looking out at tougher immigration norms, which will hit the IT sector directly. Also, it will hit our auto sector. So that could be the stocks under pressure. Let's not forget that there is a flip to it as well, because if you talk about the notes being denotified, you'll also have software companies that will benefit from it with all the e-transactions. So the IT sector could see a mixed response there. But in any case, a day for a very, very cautious trader, not a day for a weak-hearted attempts at the stock market, and there have been already fillip to it, as you've seen that gold prices have gone up. So whenever there is a volatility in the stock market, you will see that people will be shifting their bets to gold. So that is another tool in which you can see investors flocking to.
I need to stop you there. I need to stop you there at that moment, Devina. Thanks very much for joining us. Okay, we want to go straight to the markets. Remember, the markets are opening at the moment, and the clear opening of the markets has been more than 1,000 points. The market has lost early this morning. The big story coming in at the moment from Dalal Street, markets more than 1,000 points down, we are being told at the moment. Are you surprised if there's...
Not at all.
Not at all?
I think of these 1,300 points that we are seeing, this is collateral damage, largely because of the chaos of the rupees 500 and 1,000 rupee notes and the Trump victory. People were predicting that markets will go down by something like 300 to 400 points because of the Trump victory. But a bulk of this impact is because of the chaos of the 500 to 1,000 rupee notes, largely because there is still not enough clarification about whether trading, small traders, businessmen, will they be able to transact for the next 30 days or 50 days and still deposit their money into their bank accounts at all. I think this is a big clarification that the government needs to bring out, whether businessmen, whether businessmen should be able to deposit the money that they trade in, or the money that they raise from selling their goods and services over the next 50 days into their bank accounts through legitimate transactions. There cannot be a complete lockdown on the economy for 72 hours, and I think that is one big clarification that is awaited from the government, both RBI as well as the government.
Okay, interesting at the moment. Clearly, the clarifications will probably settle down the market once the market digests the implications of that miraculous...